Okay, hello everyone. This is your maths tutor, Veronica, and I would like to invite Magda, my sister. She's from Florida, to help me show how online tutoring works. Hello, Magda.
Hey, Mary.
So, Magda is a real estate agent, right?
Yes.
Yeah. So we were thinking we might do a little bit of demonstration about two things she sometimes needs to show to clients. They ask her about cash on cash return and capitalization rate. So just in case you might maybe need to know how it works, you might watch the video. But just really, this is to show just how the tutoring works and how we can work together. Although Magda lives in Florida and I live in the United Kingdom, so we are far, far away, but it still works. So yeah, it's really, really easy. Magdi, I ask you first. How did you do the setup technically? Was it okay to join Zoom and join Bitpaper on your Mac? Was that easy, or were there any troubles?
Uh, yes. So I'm using Zoom for the third time today. Uh, it was very easy to set up on the first time. I used it earlier this week. Simple two steps, and yeah, it's very user friendly. I didn't have any problems. I have Mac, and it went very easy.
Okay, well, that's good. Good to hear. So I use this normal laptop with Windows. You use Mac, and everything works. So it's just really easy setup for everyone, I guess. So let's have a look at these two things. So I did not really know what this is at all, but I understand the maths behind it. So let's see if I got that correct. So this is actually more like I learned something, and you can tell me whether I learned that correct. Okay, so when we have some sort of investment house, yeah, and you want to have some tenants there, so you buy it. Let's say this cost, to make this really, really easy, 100,000. You can choose whether it will be dollars. Let's say dollars. You will buy in on Florida where you live. So $100,000 investment, maybe you actually don't really buy for 100,000 because you don't have the money. We might have a mortgage, and maybe we pay only 30,000 in. Yeah, it really depends on our situation, but it really is about the total cash invested. So if I have cash on cash return, if I understood correctly, let's try to do a nice straight line. Oh, great. That works. So we will use 30,000 as the total cash invested. And then we need to work out annual before tax cash flow. So cash flow is the money that this house is giving you, right? Instead of the money you paid out. So let's say, what could be the rental income in a property that costs 100,000 somewhere around your area? Something, choose some easy number.
Sure, just like you're saying, depends on location, but for our demonstration, let's put $1,000 a month.
Okay, 1,000 is nice to work with. So $1,000, but we said annually, so we must multiply that by 12. So Magda, there is your time to show a little bit of math skills. So can you calculate this for me? Ideally, we might want to calculate the top part first, the numerator,
Sure.
and then the denominator later.
Okay, so we'll have 1,000 times 12, 12,000, and then we'll just divide by 30.
Great work with mouse. I'm using a graphical tablet, so it comes with that kind of pen. So my handwriting might seems a little bit better, but actually yours not that bad. So excellent working. Could you also calculate for me, please, what is 12,000 over 30,000?
Sure, just got it ready, and that is 0.4.
Excellent. Okay, when we take 0.4, not everyone is maybe like that easy to think of what that's for. How can I imagine? What is this good for? 0.4. So let's try to multiply by 100 to get percentages. So how can we do that? If you multiply by 100, you get how many percent?
You get 40%.
Excellent. So you get cash on cash return in something we can easy to understand. You can say 40% cash on cash return, which seems to be a pretty good number, I would say, right? Because as I understood, the more percentage you get from this calculation, the better. That means you're gonna get your money faster, and you get literally more money per year over what you invested in. Is that correct?
That's correct.
Perfect. So I'm definitely happy with 40. If it would be only 4, I'll be a little bit like, nah, that's not that good, is it? But what is then this capitalization rate, cap rate sometimes called? Well, this says something else here and something else here, but I've just taken these formulas just from different sources because, as I said, I'm not an expert, so I just found it online and put the formulas in. That's also why they look a little bit different, because of different sources. But so they just worded a little bit differently. But we can practically go with the same numbers just to show how it could be different when we talk about cap rate instead of cash return. So the value can stay still the same, 30,000. But what happens here? If we talk in net income, it means we have some expenses. Yeah, we get some money, 1,000 here, 1,000 there, but we have expenses such as maybe paying off the mortgage. And what else could be an expense on that sort of investment property? You can tell me, Magdi.
It can be mortgage. It will be your electric bill. It will be if you have a property manager to take care of them, taxes, and a lot of other things.
Okay, yeah, so it's definitely a lot, but let me make some easy number now. What if we think of, let's say, some money flying out each month would be 500, because obviously everyone needs a bit of money from you as well, as you said, the rent and the bills. So that means it gives us only 500 left each month, which means times 12. And then you can see this zero didn't really work well, so I just delete it. And I'll just write it again. It would look better. That's why I like it with paper. You can just change anything, anytime, and just make it look a bit nicer. Okay, so can you do this calculation for me again, please? Can you work out what is 500 times 12 over 30,000, please?
Sure. So that would put us at 6,000 up here. Try crooked line.
Excellent. Can I ask you, please,
Sure,
put the final answer here? Or yeah, just keep it maybe together and we put the percentage later, because we would run out of space. Okay, so then let's just do it the same style, not 4. We can do Control Z and delete the almost 4, but I meant 2. And put 0.2 times 100, and you can give me the percentage again. So there we go. It's lower. It's not terrible, but yeah, it's lower. It's just 20%, right? But that's more like the real stuff that's happening, because you will have expenses for sure. You'll definitely have bills. Even if you don't have mortgage, you will have bills, you will have taxes to pay. So it's good to think of cap rate really as well as what's going on, but everyone needs to obviously work out for themselves what their expenses would be. But just to see the differences of these two very, very similar and very easy formulas, but just to see that this is kind of like a rough number, and then we have there a little bit more real number. So maybe could you tell us what is there anywhere like a universal number which is good, some sort of golden number for the cap rate or cash on cash return, or is it different for different people? What is the...
Yes. Every customer has a different baseline, and that's what they want to always calculate, put these numbers together to make sure if it's something that they want to pursue further, or if it's something that they will drop and keep looking for another good deal.
Okay, so that makes sense. So like me, from my maths point of view, I can just do the numbers, but you as a real estate agent would tell me whether that's still good enough, or how can I find out whether it's good enough, or whether shall I maybe be looking for some other better house or better investment, right?
Correct.
Okay, perfect. I think that would be good for us. We just filled a screen with loads of maps, so I hope it was useful for someone. Maybe someone is actually at this moment thinking about investing in some houses. But even if not, this is very, very similar to formulas that we use, for example, in GCSE maths or any sort of secondary maths, where you're trying to work out some sort of value of something. So when you have, we call it new over old. Yeah, old is your old value and new is the new value. You're trying to work out actually the percentage of it. So we can then straight multiply by 100 and get some sort of percentage. So this is actually a formula I often use. We did it here separately in 2 steps, but we did multiply in the end by 100 to get some sort of percentage from 2 different numbers. But again, these formulas are used in many types of questions. So this one is from real life, and I'm very glad we could demonstrate how this video works, and how online tuition could be done via Zoom and Bitpaper, or just generally just using any sort of platform that works, even if sometimes technical problems can happen and we need to use something else. But yeah, I think it is fairly working well. So is there anything else you wanted to say, Magda? Any ideas how this works, or any extra tips?
No, I just wanted to thank you for having me to be part of this, because I've never done it before with this bit paper. And I find it very easy and understandable. And I would definitely learn something.
Okay, well, I'm glad. If you need anything, if you by any chance sometimes would know any sort of maps, obviously you can always let me know. So, and then I can help. Okay, thank you very much for your help. I hope this will be helpful for all of you who are watching this video. And obviously get in touch if you need any sort of other maps help. And if you'll be buying houses in Florida, obviously I can put you in touch with my sister, who's a real estate agent there. So, you know, a little bit of advertisement for her as well, as a thank you for helping me with this, putting this together. Bye bye, Magda.
Bye.